The first in the nation primary is in the books, and the Trump train rolls on.
We are going to do something so good and so fast and so strong, and the world is going to respect us again. I am going to be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. We are going to start winning again, and we're going to win so much. You are going to be so happy. We are going to make America so great again, maybe greater than ever before.
All right, next stop, South Carolina. But can Donald Trump keep his momentum going down south? The man of the morning now, over the phone, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, congratulations. I watched you last night, and you have to have a sense of relief. Am I correct?
Well, I think so, Brian. You know, we had a great week and a great period of time, and, you know, I love the people up there. They're just great people, and I've known them for a long time, long before the whole political thing, but it was a wonderful feeling.
But did you not trust the polls after you were up 5 in Iowa and ended up neck and neck with Ted Cruz? Was there a part of you that didn't trust what you were seeing?
Well, we did really well in Iowa, as you know. You know, we came in second. We had a lot of votes. And frankly, the thing that happened to Ben, which was a very, very sad situation, we would have actually won Iowa. But I didn't think of Iowa. I really thought only in terms of New Hampshire. And, you know, you never know. I mean, I had these massive poll numbers, but you never know if they're going to be real. You start to say, well, what does this mean? But they turned out to be real. Actually, the numbers were actually higher than even the polls. So that was a good feeling.
Donald, let me ask you this. On the cover of the Union Leader here in New Hampshire this morning, there's a picture, and it shows you and Bernie Sanders as the big winners. Famously, the publisher of the Union Leader said Donald Trump has no, in an op-ed, Donald Trump has no business being in this race, and they endorsed Chris Christie. What's your message to the publisher of the big newspaper here in New Hampshire after you clobbered the rest of the Republicans?
Well, you know, he is a bad guy, and he asked me for advertising for his newspaper, and he wanted me to make speeches, and he wanted me to do his debate, which was just before the Fox debate, the one where you drew 24 million people the night before, and I said, I can't do that, I'm sorry. And I thought it would have been ridiculous for me to do it. And other guys like Jeb Bush, as an example, did it and made a total fool out of himself, and it really hurt him. And frankly, you know, it was just one of these guys. He's just a bad guy. He picked somebody that it didn't work out. And Chris is a friend of mine, but obviously it didn't work out. And, you know, he's just a bad publisher, and the paper is going down the tubes, as some papers are. But his paper is failing badly. I don't think it's going to be around long. So I felt very good. You know, when I won, I sort of said, maybe I'll mention him in my speech. But I decided not to do that. I wanted to keep it very high level. And by the way, did you notice who had the very early exclusive, folks? I mean, he grabbed me before I went in. There was a guy named Ducey, who, and I'm not the young, good-looking one. There was a guy named Ducey that grabbed me on the way in, and he had the exclusive. So that's pretty cool.
Yep, and we were lucky
to
get that scoop, Mr. Trump. You know, some other liberal outlets attacking you this morning. The Huffington Post has a headline out. Also, the New York Daily News, Dawn of the Brain Dead. They have you pictured as an evil clown, like the Joker, and it says, clown comes back to life with New Hampshire win as mindless zombies turn out in droves. Many have wondered if your enthusiasm from your crowds would translate into votes. It has. Are headlines like this direct insults to your supporters, too?
Well, the owner of the Daily News, which is a totally failing paper, in fact, I think it's out of business, they tried to sell it, and people said, you have to pay to buy it. In other words, they had to pay them to buy it. It's going to be closing soon, I'm pretty sure. And the owner is a guy named Mort Zuckerman, who's got a total inferiority complex, and he has for years. And he's just one of these guys. I mean, you know, they do that. He's jealous as hell because he would have loved to have done it himself. And just one of those things. Look, it's another paper that's going down the tubes. They use my name. They do the clown thing every week. I'm on with a clown picture, and maybe it sells, maybe it doesn't sell, but the paper's going bad. So what can I tell you?
So Donald Trump, word today that Governor Christie went home to think about where he goes from here. He had just about 8% of the polls, a distant 6th. What are your thoughts about his candidacy? And if he does get out, how do you feel he was as a competitor?
Well, he's a friend of mine, and he's a talented guy, and he's a good guy, and he called me last night, which was very nice. We talked for a little while. And, you know, he really did a great job. He did an incredible job in the debate. And, frankly, I was standing right next to Marco, and I was watching Chris, and He really, he's got a lot of talent. I don't know if he's getting out at all. I have no idea, but I would, hey, look, I like everybody to get out. I want everybody to get out except for me. But frankly, Chris is somebody that maybe wouldn't have to get out. I think somebody like Jeb Bush has far less talent than Chris, and he's still in. So, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I'd love to see, in many respects, I have to tell you, Brian, I'd love to see Chris stay in.
Of course, ultimately, you would like to be the nominee
Right.
versus Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton got clobbered last night here in New Hampshire. What's your message, what's your analysis of what happened to her, and can it happen elsewhere?
Well, I think she's lost a lot of confidence. I see that, and I don't know what's going on, between the emails and now the politics, and Bernie, who is, I think, not going to end up being a very good candidate in the general election. I think I'll take a lot of states away from him. A lot of states, like maybe a New York state, where I do very well, and, places that the Republicans, no other Republican is going to get. I think we'll get Michigan. I think we'll definitely get Florida. I think we're going to do fantastically, but Hillary does seem to have lost a lot of confidence. There's no question about it. I just don't know. Is she going to continue to run? And if she continues to run, is she going to win? It just doesn't seem to be going the right way at all. The word momentum is very important, and certainly there's not a lot of momentum there.
Mr. Trump, thank you so much for your time. And again, congratulations on your big win, taking 35% of the vote in New Hampshire. We'll see you in South Carolina.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good day.